Hi guys, how are you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to cut this beautiful boo butterfly gown with gather at the down part. Okay, so keep watching, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share and comment on my video. Well, let's get started. To start making this beautiful boo gown, these are the three materials that we'll be needing. They are shoke, the main ankara, and the mix ankara mix. That's the plain ankara. And we are going to start with the main ankara. And to cut this main ankara, this is how I am going to be cutting it. Okay, so this is how I'm going to be cutting it on a straight line and not like that. Okay, I'll cut it straight. Okay, straight like this because of the design of the ankara. Okay, so now I'm going to fold it like this, then place it on top of the table and measure the length that we'll be needing for the first coach. I'm going to measure the length that will be required for the first coach. So the length is 37, which I later reduced 2 inches from it. Okay, so I have 37 as the first length, and the second length is the gathered length. So making this length, if you are my size, that's my if you are the same length, that the same tall as I am, you make it 35. Okay, but if you are taller than I am, leave it at 37. So now we have 37 inches in length for the first coach. I'm using the one I have cut out already to cut out the second line. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to, after cutting out the front and the back piece together, I will cut out the neckline. Okay, from the center line I will go in by 8 inches for my shoulder, divide by 2, and I will use the remaining space for my sleeve. Okay, remember what we are doing here, we are cutting a butterfly gown. So now from the center I'll go in by 3 inches for my neck width and come down by 1 inch for my neck depth, connected to the neck width. And at the extreme end of the material I'll go down by 1.5 inch and connect it to my neck width. This is called my shoulder slope. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do, we are done doing everything basically, so I'm going to cut out the excesses. Okay, so after cutting everything out, I remove the back piece, and then on the front piece I'll come down by 9 inches for my neck depth. That's the front neck depth, and cut it in a V shape because we are cutting a V neck design, and then cut it out. Then I will bring the neck design, that is the ashoke, for our front neck design. This is how to mark the kind of neck design we have. Is a circled neck design, so we are going to cut it like this. So I want to make sure that this one will be enough for me, so I folded it like so. This is a hair tie that I have, so I want to use it for my design. So I checked my I'm just checking if it's going to be enough, and yes, it's going to be enough. So from the V-neck design, you go in by 3.5 inches. What I have there is 3.5 inches from the neck width, and that is enough for the wideness of the neck design. So I'm going to come down by 23 inches. I came down by 23 inches. When cutting, I marked 22, but I later added extra half to 1 inch for allowance. So now I'm going to just mark a circled shape like this. Okay, remember it's a circled design, so I marked a circle shape like this, and then place it on top place the main fabric on top like this. Okay, and I'll cut it out. This is my first time cutting out this particular design. Okay, so if you are a tailor, don't be afraid of any style that you are cutting. Just start it and you'll see yourself do it excellently well. So as you can see how I added extra ½ inch to it. Now I have to check it. I place it on the right side to make sure that what I have there is exactly what I cut. Yes, so now I'll place the right side of the ashoke to the wrong side of the material to sew the neckline. I just want to sew the neckline and then turn it over to the front piece of the material. That's the front side of the material. Okay, I'm just closing up the facing. So now I'm going to sew with ½ inch in a V neck shape and then turn it over. And for the back, this is the back piece. Okay, I'm just trying to cut out the back piece neckline, and this is how I am going to cut it out. I'll cut it out this way. I'm just trying to explain this thing in a simple way, in the simplest way that a 4-year-old will understand. Okay, I'm not skipping any part of this video. Okay, so now I'm cutting it out. You see how I cut out the interfacing of the back. Now I'll place the back piece like this and then close up the interfacing with ½ inch, the downside of the interfacing. Then place it here, right side facing right side, and join it with ½ inch. Okay, I'm pinning it down so that you guys will see what I'm doing there. I'll use ½ inch to join it, then iron it very well. So now I'm going to show you how I ironed it. I'm teaching this thing like a 4-year-old. Okay, I just want you guys to see it. I don't mind my space, this thing occupying too much space on my phone. I just want you guys to see how I made a bubu gown from scratch. This beautiful bubu gown from scratch, sorry. So now after ironing it down, we have a very nice bubu, a nice interfacing for the back. Okay, so for the front piece, I am also done joining the front piece, and as you can see, this is the front piece. It came out so well. This is me after joining the front piece, and I transferred it over to the back piece. Okay, so I had to iron it down. I also removed the pins because I pinned it down. Okay, so after ironing it down, I am going to close up the edges of the front piece, the edges in a circled way, just like the way it is placed on the front. I will close it up like this. I'm just pinning it up so that you guys will see it. I'll close it up all the way around like that, and then I will iron it down and show you guys. So this is what I have after joining, just sewing in it, tucking it in, and then I'll place the back piece on top of the front piece to join the two shoulders. Okay, to join the shoulders, I have to join it like this. Just watch how I am going to join the shoulders. I'll just pin it up all the way to the end, and I'll pin the other side up all the way to the end and join it with ½ inch. Okay, I'll join it with ½ inch, and then I'll iron it down and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I have gone ahead to join them, and as you can see, this is what is already looking like. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join the down part, that is the gathered part. Okay guys, remember I told you guys that I shortened the gown. That's the first coach of the gown by 2 inches. Yes, this is me cutting out the 2 inches. Remember, we have the length of 37. Now we have the length of 35, because when I wore it, it was long for me. So we are done with the first step. So for the second step, this is what we are going to be using on the second step of the gown. And now we have 35 inches for the first step. So for the second step, we're going to be placing 34. We're going to start from 34 and measure the full length. So now I have 34. I'll measure the full length. The full length is 60. Okay, so I'll measure 60. My tape will stop at 60 inches and then start from 34, you see, to 60 inches. Then I'll cut it out. Remember, we have 35, sorry, as the full length, but I started from 34 inches. Do you know why? Because we are going to be closing the sides of the second step. We are going to be closing the side, just hemming it and all that. It will shorten the length. So I have to measure the down part of the first step of the gown, and what we have there is 42. So we are going to be making a gathered length of 42, and what I have there is 40. Is just 3 yards of material, which is not enough for a gather. For the front and the back piece, it was not enough for gathering it. It was just too small. Okay, because what we have here is a butterfly, and you know butterfly is very big. It's almost like the front and the back piece is 4 years. So it was too much that the 3 years was not enough. So you have to use up to 4 to 5 yards to achieve to even achieve a good gather. You have to need up to 5 yards. Okay, 2.5 in the front and 2.5 in the back to achieve a good gather. So now I'm just cutting out the length as I've explained before in the video, that you measure 34 and then cut it at 60. As you can see, where my tape is ending at 60. So I have 34 there, so I'm cutting it out. That's the down part of the gather. So after cutting it out, I'll divide it into two, one for the front and one for the back. I'm just making a straight line. I'm just making it straight. So we have two of it, one for the front and one for the back now. So I'll close it up like so. On each side of it, I'll close it up like so, and also hem the down part and the upper part too, because I want it to be, I'm not joining it, I'm just placing it on top of the other one. Okay, so I was supposed to make a gather, but the gather was not enough. So this is how I pleated it. This is how I just managed to plait the down part a little bit. So this is what we are going to be working on. And for the down part, how I placed this on top of the other is that I came up by 1 inch. As you can see here, I came up by 1 inch on the main fabric. Then I placed the second step on top of the line. Then I sew on top of it like that, and this is what we achieved. Everything came out so nice, everything came out so beautiful. Now we're going to be shaping the two sides of the gown. Okay, remember it is a butterfly gown, so to shape a butterfly gown, I will fold it into two like this. I'm just trying to pin down the edges so that it will not shift. So I am going to mark the point, my bust point, which is where we are going to start from. Okay, my hip point, my waist point is at 16 inches. So I'm bringing out the measurement for it. So my bust circumference divided by 4, because we folded it by 4. My bust circumference divided by 4 is 9 and 2/8. I will add extra 1.5 inch for allowance. Okay, 1.5 inch is okay. Don't add more than 1.5 inch. If you add 2 inches to 3 inches, you will not like it. So if you like, say, add 1 inch, as long as your head can enter inside. You know, this kind of style does not have zip. So for the hip, I added my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch, and on the waist, I added my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch, then connect it together. So after connecting it, together. I'm just using because of that place, which I'm still going to remove it, but I just want to sew everything together before removing it. So just from the hip line, just be extending it wider. Okay, just making it very wide like this. Don't go straight, just shift to your side. You see what I did here also. I'll mark my bust point, waist point, and hip point, then place my bust circumference divided by 4. So that place, that your bust is where your sleeve opening is going to start from. That is 10 inches. If your bust is 11, you start from 11 inches. Okay, that's where my sleeve opening started. You see how I extended the from the hip. I just I was not managing it. I just extended my lines from the hip in an A-line shape so that it will not tight me. So I will just sew on top of the two sides like this. So we are not going to be joining the down part because it's not necessary. So here I am done joining. As you can see, it came out so beautiful, and here I am done ironing as well. So as you can see, this is the beauty of the gown. It came out so good. This is the best gown I've worn so far. So classy and rich, guys. This is me rocking it. I've not worn anything here, but it fits me so well. Imagine when I have my handbag, my shoes, my makeup done, and a good hair. See, like Munyo Dogo. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you guys in my next video. Bye.